Are you a 54%er? 79% of American adults know how to read. Of that 79%, 54%, that's about 130 million people, cannot read beyond a 5th or 6th grade reading level. Of that 79%, 20 or so percent of American adults, that's about 43 million people, cannot read beyond a 3rd grade reading level. Many of you can't read, and the information that you need to know is written at a high school or a college level. Even when you are given links and given information that you should have, you can't understand it. You can't comprehend it. You may be able to read words, but you don't know what any of them mean. You don't understand the ideas. You don't understand the concepts. You have no critical thinking skills. That's more than half the population of the country. And that's the thing. If you're a reader, if you're an intellectual, if you are keeping up with all this information, this is The Walking Dead. I mean, we are fucking surrounded. You understand me? Surrounded. That's why so many of them were Googling whether or not they could change their vote. It's why unless it's a YouTube video or a documentary on Netflix, people aren't gonna fucking know. Or it's a historical fact that happens to be in a television show. This is why none of us should be wasting our time and energy debating people on the internet or responding to people who are willfully ignorant. People who, even if you gave them the correct information, wouldn't understand it. See, all this time we were making fun of Fox News. Like, oh, it's the preschool for politics. Well, you know what? They got it. They understood. And this is why we've been getting our asses kicked so much. Is because people don't care that they know anything. Because it's too much work. That's the way it is. That's what the Republicans wanted. That's what conservatives want. And they got it. I'm an author. I wrote 6 books. I have been, over the last year, making audio plays and audio versions of my books because, frankly, no one's reading. I worked for one of the biggest publishers in the world for like 4 or 5 years. People don't read. You know where people were heading, though? Audiobooks. That's been a huge market for years. But basically, an audiobook is like a podcast. Granted, it's a lot more work to do audio plays and audiobooks. It's a lot of work. But I can do this shit. I can do audiobooks. So, but that's what I do over on my Patreon channel. Is I don't even focus so much on any of my writing. It's either just visual stuff or audio stuff. Now, I'm not saying that because these people don't read, they're horrible people. It has nothing to do with it. Because there are, I mean, we're talking about 130 million plus people. That's not all conservatives. You know, that's not all MAGA. You know what I mean? It's sad. People really aren't well-read. Most people are not well-read. Most people just don't read. That's why they don't know anything. But if you don't know anything, keep your fucking mouth shut. Don't go on the internet making bombastic claims knowing full well that you don't fucking read. You heard something on a podcast, some YouTube video or some kind of shit, and you think that you're a fucking expert. You're not. You don't fucking read. That's what you should be asking people. Instead of even more than who did you vote for, what was the last thing you read? I would even say this. What were the last 5 books you read? If they can't give you 5 books that they read recently, no, absolutely not. You know, it's so stupid when I hear people say stuff like, I don't watch TV to think, and I don't watch sports to think. And like, no, you just don't like to think. Like, no one's asking you to stop the show to do long division and word problems, so shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Be literate, you know, having an education, reading at a high school or college level, you know, going to museums, appreciating art, you know, all of those things. You know, you do all of those things, then you'll notice a lot more things in movies and TV and on albums and concert performances. It'll give you a different level of appreciation for it. So you're just appreciating it on more of a surface level There's a lot more going on with it, so there's a lot more to appreciate. That's one of the many advantages to being literate, to having an education. That's why we're in the fucking mess that we're in right now. So don't be a 54%er. Do better.